My ex-girlfriend kept my puzzle pieces hostage. She sends me pictures per piece with ever-increasing ransom demands. My ex and I have known each other since we were teenagers and have always been close. We're very different, though, so we never tried a relationship. That changed when we were both in our mid-30s and ended up being single around the same time, shortly before winter. Bad timing. Going through a breakup and drinking together while huddling up on the couch for warmth led to more, and we ended up dating. Yes, it was a disaster. 3 years of constant fighting until we finally called it quits. You'd be surprised how effectively you can hurt someone's feelings when you've known their wishes and deepest, darkest secrets for 20 plus years. We were both hurt by what we said to each other. I did what I did in these situations and went on a small holiday for a few days. It was the perfect time for her to gather stuff from my house and move out. That's when she did something that effed with my head many months in the future. One of my favorite hobbies is doing jigsaw puzzles. It calms me down after work, and I can listen to audiobooks for hours while doing it. And I don't mean some 500-piece puzzle you can do in an evening. I mean huge puzzles with 15K plus pieces. The largest was 42K. I've got a whole room in my basement with a huge, custom-built table just for puzzles. It's great because the puzzle can just stay on the table for weeks or months while I plug away at it, and there's no chance of actually bumping pieces off the table and vacuuming them up. Why is that hobby important? Because she knew how much I enjoyed it. She could have just smashed the puzzle I was working on or destroyed the table when she moved out, but no, she simply grabbed a big handful of pieces. It's not enough to be noticeable immediately, but you'll notice when you're getting close to finishing it. Many months later, we still didn't talk much. We just needed time to cool off. I kept doing my jigsaw puzzle and got close to finishing it. That's when I started to notice that some pieces were missing. Being my nerd, I complained about it in our friends chat group. I blamed the manufacturer for making a low-quality puzzle. My ex is in that group and saw my messages. Barely 10 minutes passed when she sent a single picture without a comment. It was one of my puzzle pieces with a small note next to it that read 5. The chat was erupting with laughter, cheers, and frustration. She didn't write anything. A day goes by and another picture appears. This time, the piece was lying on the floor in her basement with a 10 next to it. This went on for days. Every day, a new picture exists in a new location with ever-increasing ransom demands. She put real effort into messing with me. Can you imagine how frustrating it is when, every day, at the same time, you know what's going to be posted in your friend's chat group? You open the app, and yep, there it is, your friends laughing their butts off at your misfortune. She could have just thrown those pieces away, but she kept them for months just to torture me. Kudos to her. A truly devilish move, and I respect it. In retrospect, it makes me chuckle. We've patched things up since then and are back to being good friends. The hostages were exchanged for a few bottles of wine. Nobody can FCK with your head like your friends.